welcome to part 5, ladies and gentlemen, of the lost grounds of Colwyn Bay Football Club. That's Llanelian Road football ground, so of course so far it's not a lost ground. The club moved here in 1984. What I'm going to do now is put up a photograph that takes us back in time to the 7th of May 1985, and there you can see, pretty much in the same place where I'm sat now in my car, looking north down Llanelian Road. You can just see there, bottom left corner of the photo, the entrance to the football ground, and then over on the left there we can just see the grass bank. And if we look further down Llanelian Road, we can see there where it narrows into a lane just going past the cemetery. Above that white Morris 1300, some of the gravestones sticking up from the graveyard, and on the other side of the road you can just see that figure there walking up, and behind him of course is where a few weeks after this photograph was taken, later in May 1985, the either infamous or long forgotten up-down path was constructed. The club had played here for a season by the time this photograph was taken, and that very narrow stretch of old country lane caused tremendous bottlenecks, particularly on match days. It was regarded as very dangerous for pedestrians. I'm going to put some photographs up now of the up-down path. The first one, great picture, actually shows us what the road looked like looking up towards the football ground. So you can see there why it would have been quite perilous for pedestrians. Then another view at the top of the path looking towards the ground, that you can see the changing rooms on the grass bank there in the background. And then looking the other way, those two lads there walking down towards the houses on Llanelian Road. Finally, in October 1988, after over 3 years of procrastination by the then local councils, that area of the road was finally widened and the up-down path was dug away. We're going to have a look at the car park end here of the ground during those early construction days, and in particular there you can see the changing room block being constructed. All of these very early photographs of the ground that you're going to see in this video and in another video I'll probably have to make, because I won't have time to fit everything into this video, have kindly been sent to us by a chap called Nigel Hughes. He gets an accreditation in the book about the history of the club, and I would like to thank Nigel because he's given us an absolutely fantastic record of the construction and very early days of the ground for future generations to look at long after we're gone. So thank you for that, Nigel. This is the ground today. Here's Llanelian Road football ground. So much different to what it was back in 1984. And we'll have a look at each side of the ground in this and future videos. It's now of course named the Blue Turtle Arena. You can see from that photograph there of behind the goal from 1984 when the club first came here, and this is what it looks like today. Completely different, of course. The ground, particularly since it rejoined the Welsh system 2019, and obviously following COVID, has undergone some significant developments. It's looking great, to be fair. The pitch is in superb condition. This is the Llanelian Road side of the ground. Initially just a grass bank. It's undergone a number of developments over the years. I'm going to be putting up so many photographs showing how the ground has developed. I'm going to have to do another video. I think the only thing to do now maybe would be to extend the stands, if possible, into the corners. There's Llanelian Road. Here's the grass bank. Oh look, we have a segregation barrier gate here now, because this stand is used to accommodate away supporters. Shooby-doo-doo-doo, shooby-doo. Here's the back of the stand. You never know, you know. I think there could be room to put a decent bit of terracing here, and eventually one day maybe a larger stand. That would be nice. One thing I think, and this is just me talking personally now, I in no way represent the club in any way, other than being a supporter and wanting to see them do well. But I think it would be a good idea if the club at some point could be assisted by the Welsh FA and other bodies to purchase this Llanelian Road football ground, and I think also purchase this field there behind the football ground off Parkeye Farm Lane. That could then be developed into another area where cars could be taken off the very busy Llanelian Road and parked, particularly for away supporters. And the field's that large, actually maybe some kind of further recreation facility could be put on it by the club, which I think would adhere to Mrs. Stott's wishes when she left all her land in this area to the National Trust, stating that she wanted it to be used for recreation purposes only. Of course, another tale to tell about this ground is that almost from day one of the club moving here is that over the years various construction companies have wanted to build houses on the land, both there going that way to the north of the ground, and in some instances coming up here to behind the ground, to the west of the ground. Basically a housing estate, if you like, that would encircle the football ground. I just calculated that this TV gantry here has removed or made of no use 5 rows of 25 seats, so 125 seats are no longer in use in this stand because of this TV gantry. So I don't know if there's plans to eventually move it to somewhere else. That's where a car park was constructed, 2023 I think. This is a massive area now, cleared. Used to be very boggy back in the day, now cleared to be used as a car park. And then I think here somewhere there's going to be changing rooms constructed. Not sure what's going to happen to the old changing rooms there. There's a number of sponsorship opportunities at the club. Just go on the club website and get in touch with them. This is where the players run onto the pitch from the changing room over here. Double doors there. And here we come, seagulls. Ah. Beautiful. And that of course is the clubhouse. I do think there are plans to construct another clubhouse, possibly in conjunction with the construction of the new UEFA grade changing rooms, but I don't know. And I'm not sure what's going to happen to this building here, the old changing room block, once the new changing rooms are constructed. Whether it's going to be knocked down or kept maybe as offices, etc. I'm not sure yet, but it's all very exciting, and fair play to the people running the club who have ambitions and plans for the club, which is great and really nice to see. And of course the club wouldn't be where it is today without these legends. Elved, bless him, told me many a great story of his times as a professional footballer, when he was groundsman here. There's John, he was club treasurer. The legend that is Alan Banks. Old Bryan Kelly, one of the characters of the club. Kit man for years. Served under 15 different managers, I think, if memory serves. He had some stories to tell as well. And of course Glynne Owens, chairman of the club from 1977, I think, until, oh gosh, was it 2000? But he was involved with the club from being a young man just after the war. It used to be a very tight pitch years ago, particularly at that end. The bank you can see just there, in that corner there, that used to run more or less onto the pitch then, years ago, when the club first moved here. It was quite a hemmed in environment, as was this side of the ground. I'm assuming the only little bit now that'll need sorting is just here, but that gives you an idea of what the runoff off the pitch used to be like before this was done. To where I started. This is where I'm going to end this 5th video. I'm going to make one final video looking at how each side of this ground has developed since the club moved here in 1984, particularly these 3 sides here, because we've kind of had a look at the car park already really, so I'll concentrate on where the stands are. I hope you've enjoyed this little stroll around what I think is developing into an absolutely fantastic stadium. So that's it for now, everybody. Once again, thanks for watching another video. Take care. Bye bye.